Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to a whole new world. All the liars try to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning, this is your sign that you can't go running high. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to a whole new world. All the liars try to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to a whole new world. All the liars try to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to a Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to live. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. Your TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats round and engines climb. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul.
And welcome back to Nerd TV on this fine Wednesday evening, live from the OP Buttkicker Grand National Series for race number 12 of the 2025 Part B season. And we are at the lovely newer version of Daytona International Speedway on the iRacing platform, and we're looking for a good, very solid race, minus that solid right in front of your screen. There's the four goes airborne, just in time for weather. So liftoff weather looks like 78 degrees in the sky, 45% humidity, partly cloudy, and no winds. So that's good for everybody as we get this countdown to green started. And my name, of course, is Jeremy Stanley, aka AJ Swifty, and to my right side, co-person of thousands of hats, plus one tonight, producer, button presser, commentator, Mr. Loxton himself, Walter White. What's up, man?
Hey, looking good, man. At Daytona, like you said, the newer version, probably my favorite of the two, only because two labrum tears at bumpy Daytona. It's not a fun thing. If it wasn't for the labrum tears, bumpy Daytona is always a classic for us because that's what we started our sim racing career on. But trucks, Jeremy, you and I go back and forth. You lean a little bit more towards the Xfinity side. You enjoy running those. I lean more towards the trucks, but we both enjoy the opposite as well. So I do enjoy the Xfinity. You do enjoy the truck. But as far as pushing, the trucks they line up a lot better. The bumpers are a lot flatter. The bumpers aren't soft like they typically can be in the Xfinity cars. So typically the truck races are, you see a lot more of that bumper to bumper action than what you do in the Xfinity. But we're counting down, Jeremy. We've got a couple races left before the playoffs start, the round one, the round of 16. And we got a special announcement tonight, Jeremy. We were actually talking about this before the race. And there's a special announcement that the admins have asked us, Jeremy, the production crew, to be the deciding factor in what cars are going to be ran in each of the 3 rounds in the playoffs. And we will announce that later tonight after we interview our stage 1 winner. We will let you know. And we actually came to an agreement on this, Jeremy. Neither one of us knew, and we said the exact same cars for the exact same rounds. It was flawless.
Every time we have a dispute, I always fold and give it to you like Burger King, have it your way. But we didn't have to this time.
No.
We just straight up said the same thing, blindsided each other with the correct answers. And that'll happen at the end of stage 1, like you said. So lap 35, we'll go to commercial break. We'll do what we got to do, and then I'll talk to our stage winner, and then we will showcase our options to y'all for rounds 1, 2, and the championship round to end it off at Talladega. I want to quickly go over the points here before we hit this qualifying because it's kind of interesting. Sean McCare just entered the session, and you're probably wondering, why would I mention Sean's name? It's a great question.
That you have the answer for.
Yeah. He has 7 starts. 7 starts, and there's 2 races left. So what that means, if he makes this race, which it looks like he will, and if he makes tomorrow's race, or I can talk, next week's race rather, so tonight and next week, that'll put him at 9 starts. That is the minimum amount of races you can race before you're in the playoffs.
Based on
2
win.
races left. Yeah, and so if he makes it, that's great. He is currently 28th in points, Dustin. 28. So if he makes the next 2 starts, he has that win, he makes the playoffs, and then he bumps somebody out of the top 16. So Sean McCare is there, and then also 17th place, Len McNeese. He is outside by 1 position, but he's got to win. So potentially 2 drivers can be bumped out of the top 16. So if that's the case, Rick Seabrands and Andy Berganti. Rick Seabrands and Andy Berganti, the 13 and the 4. Those 2 trucks or vehicles are on the bubble to make it or not to make it. So they have to pick up their points and do some work to get themselves locked in. But Dustin, it is qualifying time. We're going to take our cameras off your screens and go full screen. And what happened to the sun?
It went bye-bye.
They locked it in at 6 p.m., but it doesn't look like 6 p.m. over here. What is this?
Yeah, we are getting a very shaded and dark Daytona track right now because that sun is down behind the banking of the track, which is kind of different. So you will see lights at this track. You can see the lights starting to kick on now. It will be fully lighted. Jeremy, probably one of my favorite races to watch. Probably one of my favorite races to participate in is always, and always will be, under the lights. I love night races. Dan Parent on YouTube says, howdy, Jeremy and Dustin. How are you doing? Ginger, I would totally show you the point standings, not to put anybody on the bubble or anything else, but I was not presented the updated tower graphics from the admin team. The last time it was updated was race 9. So if we had those, I totally would have showed those to you. Absolutely, Ginger. But glad to see you're there. Stephen Lane also kicks in, says, hey, y'all. Glad to see that you were actually able to make the race here. So it looks like you did your grocery shopping and started just a wee bit earlier, so you're able to make it. So glad to see you in the session there, Lane.
Yeah, he finally made it back with the gallon of milk, sir. He's back home. He's racing. And I think what we're going to have to do, Dustin, just to one-up the admins, is I think I'm going to have to do a little homework for you. We're going to have to create a graphic that somehow integrates text into graphic. So if I give you the top 10 just in text format, you just copy and paste it, and then it gets it in a nice, beautiful graphic somehow on an overlay. We got to make this happen. So
we can make that happen, sure. For sure, my man.
So let's do that so we can get Ginger Parent those lovely stats that they are so once. I did go over the bubble positions. And if you did not catch, that was Rick Seabrands and Andy Berganti. Those 2 names are technically in by position, 15th and 16th, but they are out based on wins and starts from a driver in 17th and in 28th. So the rest of it, they're locked in, Dustin. The guys in the top 10, like, they got no worries. So there's no real reason to talk about them until playoffs in 2 weeks from tonight, literally. So we can go over that, though. If you would like, please let us know. And yeah. Okay, so they want to know where Derek and Dana stand. So let's pull them up on my screen. Dana Shepard is currently P7, 48 points outside of the points lead. And then Derek Donna is 18th place, 123 back.
So
and if you go through the Fallout drivers, he needs to earn at least 19 points, and over 14th points Jimmy Reynolds to lock himself in.
yeah, so Dana right now sitting very comfortably, like you said, just inside the top 10 in points. As long as he keeps his streak going and he keeps the consistency going, he's looking really, really good for the first round of playoffs. Derek has got a little bit of work. He needs a little bit of luck on his side. Now, I do know that he's been caught up in the last few weeks in a couple incidents that's kind of set him a little further back. It's not through lack of him being up at the front and making a run for it. He's just been in the wrong place at the right time sort of deal that's collected him. But he's not out of the money yet. A win will put him in. and some consistent runs over the next 2 races, tonight and next week, and maybe a little bad luck on some of the other drivers will put him right back in the running as well. But it's close for Derek for sure.
As we're closing out a qualifying rather, Dustin, Rick Seabrand's just disconnected from the session. That's one of the bubble drivers. So let's see if he can make it back in. If not, he's going to be like out. Do or die next week if that's the case. But, because we're going to gridding and he's still not connected.
Well, here's the thing. That is not something that is uncommon for drivers to do. If they want to try to start further back, they will disconnect before qualifying ends, reconnect after it is done, and iRacing will put them at the tail end of the grid. So rather than starting from the pits, they will start from the tail end. So that is a strategy that is used quite often as well.
He reconnected. Look at you calling it. This is why I'm going to quit.
You are not going to quit, my man. You can't break up the dream team. All right, Jason Rockefeller did that to take a sabbatical, but we can't break up the rest of the dream team. We got to wait. We got to wait for Rockefeller to make his triumphant return back again and have the true dream team back together.
Okay, then I'm gone.
No, then you're not, because then it's not the true dream team, man. No, you can't.
One race throwback. I'm just kidding. We're here for the long run. We're doing this thing. Dustin, we're gridding. So key up the music we don't have for the grid, and here we go. Starting lineup: Gabe Butler, Jeff Crosby will be your front row. Hunter Reynolds and Everett Lane make up row 2. Anthony English and Eric Lowry make up row 3. Row 4 is Zach Fritsch and Rick Seabrands. Row 5, Sean Stevens and Jimmy Reynolds. Row 6, Douglas Johnson and Adam Kilday. Row 7, Dana Shepard, Sean McCara. Row 8, Dwayne Corbett, Christopher Jordan. Row 9, Gary Bergeron, Les Levy, rather. Row 10, Dave Hunt and Alex Green. Row 11, the Jeff Crosby Sr. and David Overstreet. Row 12, Andrew Schroeder and Justin Coy. Row 13, Harold Rothery and Derek Donna. Row 14 should be Scott Wise and Mark Mann. Row 15 will be Nathan Warren and Len McNeese. Row 16, Stephen Lane, Mike Edgerton. And the last person, 33rd entry, who did the disconnect, reconnect, none other than Bubble Driver himself, Rick Seabrands.
Yeah, and this is... Listen, I've had a lot of good races with Rick, and we've worked together quite a bit. I mean, he beat me out in the fall brawl season there on Saturdays. I finished second to him in the standings. This is it's a very methodical approach for Rick. He will ride around in the back, but look for him up there when stage is getting close and when the time counts. He's not a driver that typically puts himself in a precarious predicament when he doesn't have to, but he will be there when the time counts and then the money's on the line.
Dustin, go to Nimcross himself, Zach Fritsch. Look at this paint job.
Oh, the Budweiser one, absolutely.
Not just a Budweiser.
The chrome. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
24 karat gold.
Golden.
Look at this thing. That's a throwback to an old diecast. Did they used to make chrome or gold diecast?
They did. They absolutely did. I actually have Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s 57 Chevy that they ran at Michigan is actually gold plated in a 124 scale.
There it is. Beautiful looking machine here. It is 6:15 server time. It is locked in 6:15. We will not have complete nightfall. They set this thing up for February 16th, 2025. So we are 6 months back in time to have the early sunset. This is before the daylight saving change took effect. So this is why it's sunset at 6:15, but we're locked in at this time. Here we go. Race 12 underway. Gabe Butler barely clears the 33 of Crosby. Going through the trial of the 33 late to the gearbox. He's now going to get gobbled up by the 88, but great shoves by Everett Lane, one of the best pushers in OP. Gets him back at least to the door panel, the 88.
Yeah, and you're not going to see that top lane really start surging until the exit of turn 2. Right here, you're going to start seeing them surge forward because they're going to be able to carry and maintain that momentum. And now you see Crosby Jr. has got a half a truck length, now almost completely cleared as they go off into 3, but not quite. Everett Lane gets out of line there a little bit. So I don't know if temperatures are already heating up there, but you look at the momentum drop, Jeremy, that pull out from the 24 caused on that high lane, and now Hunter Reynolds jumps up to that high line.
A. Butler leads the opening lap here for race 12 at Daytona as they go 2 by 2 by 2 all the way through to about 20th place or so before they go single file. This being second to final race before playoffs. We've had a decent amount of cautions. And Dustin, I think I'm expecting more of the same as things heat up.
And I would have to agree. I mean, we have been proven wrong, and I would love to be proven wrong on this matter, absolutely. But with points being as tight as what they are, so much riding on it between this race and next Wednesday's race, there's a lot that's going on. Drivers are going to try to get everything they can, which, by the way, if you are wanting to know what next Wednesday's race is, well, great news. Next Wednesday, July 30th, is going to be at Bumpy Daytona in the ARCA cars. So that is going to be your last race before the playoffs start. So if you think things are going to be tight and I mean just on the ragged edge tonight, next week, Jeremy, it's going to be as crazy.
And shamefully, it's not with the new ARCA car. It's with the old Gen 4 ARCA car variant. So just to make things clear on that end, the car was tested. They wanted to run it, and they decided nope. So we get the old style body, which is still fine. They can run that for at least one more race. But
I wish they would have. I wish they would have, Jeremy, because when they were testing that new ARCA car in OP, a paint scheme that you painted about 4 hours prior hit the track and actually won at Talladega.
It did.
In that test race.
1 for 1. It has not been started since. It's been in the garage. It's 1 of 1. I think you should just retire it.
Only after you autograph it for me. You have to autograph it for me.
All right, I will Photoshop my autograph on there and reship it. Straight from the file transfer system in Discord and right to your inbox it goes as we get to lap 4 completed. Gabe Butler leading all 4 laps here. So far it's been a very clean start. I had another comment I wanted to say. I lost my train of thought on it. But needless to say, Dustin, this is looking pretty calm so far.
Yeah, not a whole lot really going on. Looked like Mark Mann was back there kind of flirting with the idea of going to that 4th lane. Now third lane. Alex Green now up there into that 3rd lane. I think he kind of got worked up in there a little bit. That's the 578 of Dwayne Corbett underneath him. But other than that, Jeremy, I mean, a lot of give and take right now. Space is given. Not a lot of crazy moves or anything else that's going on. Drivers are they're being very methodical on what they're doing at this stage. And again, we're only working lap 6 right now. We just completed lap 5. A lot of racing to go. Stage break is at the completion. As I say that, slight contact between the 3 of Alex Green and the 578 of Dwayne Corbett, Jeremy.
A little contact to start this thing off on lap 6, and outside of that, as I have a sneeze mid-commenting, that's great. We're still side by side all the way through. I think that's the only form of contact you've probably seen on your incident counter that you have live on your end. Some of the biggest movers going through. Looks like Sean Stevens, he's already up 3 positions. Les Levy up 6. Alex Green up 4. David Overstreet up 4. That's not big movements. So it looks like they're just really just relaxing out here, Dustin.
Yeah, and well, a lot of that too is because things are stalemated. You see that the 88 of Gabe Butler has shifted from downtown to midtown right now to allow a little bit of air to get to the front nose of Anthony English, and he goes back down, but both lanes are stalemated. Nobody's really attempted that third lane except for Alex Green up there. Now he's got Andrew Schroeder up there repping the Yanks in that 48 truck, but they're the only ones that have really been trying anything on that high side right now, and neither lane is really surging ahead of the other, so it's getting harder and harder, and the struggle right now is that middle lane led by Hunter Reynolds. They're having a hard time getting that lead truck clear of the inside lane to be able to drop down, because it's like a rotation. That the top lane will get somebody clear, they'll drop down, the top lane will keep going, it'll just keep rotating around, and they just have not had luck getting that working yet.
Kind of going over some of the stats, I didn't realize how deep you can go with this. And Gabe Butler, your race leader right now, who's lane shifted beautifully. Check the stat out. He's got 127 starts on the Wednesday Buttkicker Grand National Series. 127 starts with 9 wins. So that's a 28% win average. So he wins a quarter of these things after 127 starts. Would you believe that stat?
I absolutely would believe that stat, knowing Gabe Butler and racing with him. So that is accurate. But yeah, 3 wide, like we're talking about. That high lane finally coming in. Alex Green leading. Andrew Schroeder, good pushing right now. Looks like Nate Warren is back there, but a lot of space. But right now, Jeremy, they're up to that third lane right now, or third row. Now up to that second row is Gabe Butler, is the Pied Piper, leading them from the center.
The 3 and the 48 doing what they can. The 48, Schroeder, just a little too much left and right, unstable as they're trying to make the draft work on that third groove. Gabe Butler going to cross the line back to the inside in front of Anthony English to lead all 9 laps so far of this race. So we're almost 10 laps in, caution free. We're 3 wide race, and we're doing things, Dustin, with some movement between the 3 of Alex Green and the 48, getting a little close to that center lane, but still clean.
Yeah, still clean there. It almost looked like there was a little bit of air pocket there, a little bit of that code issue with the way that his truck kind of veered. But now the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. finally had enough of sitting in that middle lane, watching Gabe Butler go back and forth. He's going to try to get something going on that outside lane with Alex Green pushing. But now Anthony English has got a free truck. He's got a free lane right now, trying to get moving. Gabe Butler back down, closes the door. That leaves that center lane open for Hunter Reynolds.
I thought Gabe was going to wreck himself off the nose of the 44 for a moment on the tri-oval. Turn 4 that last time. Alex Green did scuff the outside wall. Does it again in turn 1 this time, trying to follow Jeff Crosby Jr. in that third groove, which we know is oh so difficult. 3 trucks trying to do everything they can to sustain. But Dustin, pit stops coming up soon. We're less than, 5 or 6 laps away? No, actually, they're going to run it to about midway of this first stage, right? So about, 7 or 8 laps left before they all come down pit road?
Yeah, yep. They'll run this thing as dry can be to try to make it to the end. So around 17, 18, right around there, you'll see pit road get really, really busy. But it looks like Highline trying to surge back a little bit, Jeremy. And I can't stress it enough, folks, how difficult that Highline can be 3 wide and the midline, because temperature management is so vital here. And usually it's your water that sits here and starts overheating quite a bit, that you'll want to poke that right nose out a little bit. But the issue is, when you're in the middle, if you start overheating both the water and the oil, you can't poke your nose out to the left or the right, because you got a line of trucks on either side at that point in time. And it's very similar to that of the outside lane. You can't really poke it out too much because you got a wall to the outside on the right and you got a line of trucks on the inside on the left. So these drivers doing a fantastic job with temperature management right now.
Yeah, as you're talking about that, literally, Alex Green, the number 3, comes on the radio and says, clear off of turn 3 or else I have to lift, and he could not clear. So then they had to break it up. The 3 had to lift, checked up the outside. Now you see Alex Green to the center lane, leaving Jeff Crosby Jr. out to dry. Looks like he's able to find a gap in front of Nate Warren in the 16, about 6 rows back on the outside. We're coming up on lap 14. So now if you're going to pit early, if you're on the outside, you have to get to the bottom. You cannot pit from that second groove. We've talked about it every single broadcast, I do believe. Cannot do it, so you got to get down.
Yeah, yep, and that's what some of these drivers are trying to do, Jeremy, but I'm surprised at how hard it's been for that second lane, that middle lane right there out of the 3 preferred lanes to get that lead truck clear to be able to cut down and, maintain position at the front of that inside lane. It's a super big struggle right now. And some of these drivers may have to wait until some of the trucks on that inside lane start their green flag pit stops.
As Gabe Butler did not lead that last lap by 8/1000ths of a second. One truck dipping down early. Does Hunter go back-to-back on leading laps? No, back to Gabe Butler for the second lead change here tonight amongst 2 drivers in 15 laps. That's kind of impressive to see.
Ooh, tire lockup. Pit road, greasy, Jeremy. Seen a couple tire lockups trying to slow up into their pit stalls.
They're just knocking the rust off. This is first green flag pit stop in quite some time, at least on the Wednesday series. We've had so many cautions in the past month or so that they're not used to this, Dustin.
I would expect Hunter to come down pit road this time because he just gave up leading that middle lane to fall back to an opening there. It's telling me that he's trying to get to the inside, and there you go. Predictions were correct, Jeremy. Pit road, very busy. Big group coming down this time here. This is a lot of trucks, Jeremy. Almost your entire field
huge.
coming down besides 2.
Man. Gabe Butler extra slow.
Whoa.
Oh, contact. Gabe is off pace, getting shuffled into the grass. What's going on with Gabe Butler? I'm not too sure. He's crawling. This is unusual for the 88.
Did he run out of gas?
There's no way, right? It's lap 15. I mean, maybe. It seems like he's just crawling. I guess he could have. But he ran out on the... If he did, it was on the pit road. People hitting him, people shuffling him just to get him out of the way. Now he's back up and rolling, but not going to be part of the lead pack.
No, that was... man, that
Very
was...
strange.
Yeah, that was very, very strange on that one. Not quite sure what happened. The only thing that I've seen when trucks are that far off pace is when they are out of fuel. So, good thing is there is a competition caution at the end of stage 1, the completion of lap 35.
No. Here we go. Sorry, go to Layton Everett. He's out of fuel there on pit road. He's getting pushed by the 071. But, oh, no, you're on replay here. Taking a look here. I was watching Lane Everett. He's on the pit stall, so we're good. But here we go. Here's the big entrance to the pit road. Watch the gauges. There's the initial slowdown.
Oh, yeah. Yep, you can see it ping up like that when that RPM tacks up like that.
Yeah, there's him getting shoved.
Yep. But even when he's running, it's sputtering right now. That's why the RPMs are pinging. He's sputtering. So, yeah, he definitely... he pushed that thing to the bitter end on that one for sure.
Yeah, so they're going to have to pit one more time. I thought they could have made it the distance, but apparently they did not set up to do so. We usually see them pit on lap 18, but no, we're going to have a 2-stopper to end this stage. We stay green flag. Third lead of the night is Everett Lane in the 24 last lap by. He ran out of fuel, actually, on pit road himself. As we cycle through another lap, Anthony English takes over the lead, virtue of the cycle here. 44, 12, and 85 to the point.
Yeah, and these 3 trucks, I mean, they hit their marks, nailed it exactly how they had to, and look at the lead they have. So this is first, second, and third as they run right now. You have to go all the way back here to this giant pack before you get 4th place on back. Now, this pack will eventually catch those 3 trucks if they can stay organized and keep the momentum and speed up. But again, they're going to have to keep the momentum and speed up because you see these front 3, they are not leaving each other's bumpers right now. They are locked in, trying to maintain that distance and gap between themselves and that pack back here for 4th, led by the 33 of Crosby Jr.
Look at this big wad of vehicles into turn number 1. This is the pack for the race lead. eventually. They're going to gobble up the 44, 12, and 85. No doubt about it. Oh, I thought the 86 was going around, but he just makes a sharp cut. Justin Coy, top to the
Coy.
bottom in a hurry.
Man, when they said cut, he said hold my beer, and he made her happen. But man, got to be careful with that sometimes, as 33 Crosby Jr. finally gets pushed cleared of the 3 of Alex Green. Now Nate Warren leading that second lane, and they're still trying to truck forward. Your front 3 still nose to tail, nose to tail. That's going to be Anthony English in the 44, Zach Fritsch in the 12, and Adam Kilday in the 85. And again, like you said, Jeremy, we have to get to the conclusion of lap 35. They're going to have to pit again. So we have stated it time and time again, races can be made or broken on pit road. You see what happens, and it's not just pit road, but it's coming to pit road. I mean, we talked about the 88 of Gabe Butler running out of fuel. He slotted all the way back in 28th with this pack right here. Everett Lane being another one of them who ran out on pit road. That's what happens. You get a pit road penalty, it can just demolish a race. And if it's coming down to the last green flag pit stop and it happens, man, good luck trying to rebound from that.
3 wide all the way through this main pack here, looking back from the top 3 at the moment, as we are got about 10 laps at most before we're going to see the second round of green flag pit stops before stage end here. Off the turn number 2, actually they go from 4 trucks down to 1 3 wide. That's going to leave the 31 up top, Scott Wise. Everybody else 2 by 2 by 2 on the back straightaway. And just because a little bit ago, Jeff from iRacing iFlag said, "Hiya, boys." Well, hiya back, Mr. Jeff from iRacing iFlag, our official flag marshaling partner for Nerd TV and Nerditudes. And if you want their product, Dustin, let's give them the old flag banner shout out. 64 LEDs, custom 3D printed base and casing for your light system, mounted anywhere in your sim rig. And you get all the iRacing notifications directly in your face, full brightness, with 3 different total brightness settings. And you can only find something like this completely custom and awesome at iRacingIFlag.com.
Yeah, absolutely. Is this, I think this pack might have got the memo right now, Jeremy. They got the 33 of Crosby Jr. leading the way. Whole lot of trucks lined up on that inside lane trying to maximize the amount of push that they have, and they're trying to catch those 3 trucks out front. And Jeremy, they're slowly reeling them in little by little. But again, they got 7 laps before the next round of green flag pit stops happens. If these 3 trucks right here have pit stops like they did the first round of green flag pit stops, these 3 are going to be tough to catch.
I mean, if they weren't 2 by 2 by 2, they'd go by quicker. But the fact that they're dragging themselves by running 2 by 2, it's taking them a little bit longer. And I'm kind of surprised they haven't been there already. So these top 3 are literally just going to do this for most of this part of the run. By the time the leaders get there, they might decide just to pit. I mean, not have to deal with the draft, and you still have the race lead. Like, why not? Take the pit stop when they get there this lap. That might be the call to do, but the top 5 in the big pack are all single filed out now, top 6. And they're there. They're going to be on there on the back straightaway.
Oh, they got the draft pole for sure.
The top 3 do.
Yeah,
absolutely do.
I love that call, Jeremy. I do. That group has got to you now. At this point, sit here, come down pit road, have a clean pit, and get back out there again. Try it, because everybody's going to have to pit. Nobody's going to be able to make it. They're going to be like 5 laps, 6 laps short at the rate it was. We seen Gabe Butler, Everett Lane, sputtering and out of fuel as they were coming down pit road. That's cutting it too close. So, and there you go. And as they catch it, a big group comes down, Jeremy. You've got probably about 12 different trucks.
Fritsch.
Oh, Fritsch, contact on pit road. He goes around, contact on the inside wall. Oh, man.
Destroys the gold-plated truck, hits the inside wall quite hard with a little bit of a lockup. He made contact with one driver, but it wasn't enough to do anything to him. It was all damage to the 12 as his tin can is ruined on the outside.
Man.
Now he missed the stall, just assault to injury. And that's going to end any good finish for stage break for the 12.
Yeah, and that's just a tough break for the driver of the 12 there. As we're going to watch pit road entry. They're going to come in this time. They fan out. Excellent job fanning out. He's woeing it down and loses it there. Makes contact with the 44 and then loops it all the way around. And then, like you said, misses his pit stall on top of that. Tough break for Zach Fritsch in the 12. Good thing is like you said, stage points probably not going to happen, but he can sit here and capitalize and rebound. And we're going to see it's this registered as a crash as well. Not sure exactly what.
You're looking at 071. Yeah, I was going to call this out.
Yeah, man. So you get hard on the throttle coming out of pit road like that, you have to watch the tire spin. Tire spin is a thing, and that's exactly what happened to the 71 of Sean McCara.
I'm not too sure either, because right after that happened, he disconnected and left the session. So Sean McCara, remember, he has to make the start tonight, which he did, and he has to show up for next week if he wants to be a playoff driver. And so basically this was his form of a start and park, if that's my guess there. That's it. So Sean McCara out for tonight. David Overstreet resumes as your race leader over the 53 of Dave Hunt, 62 Les Levy, and the 06 of Harold Rothery as they go around Zach Fritsch there. And they should be pitting any moment, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to. They're not going to be able to make it. Now, that puts Zach Fritsch one lap down. He is the first truck one lap down, which means when the competition caution comes out, he will be able to gain that back, but he was put a lap down just there by this group here. When this group pits, he will be able to gain that back. So we got to keep an eye on trucks that are one lap or more off of the lead lap, Jeremy, because a lucky dog will be awarded at stage break.
Stephen Luttrell on the YouTube side saying, hello, race fans. How's OP doing so far? Well, this is the cleanest I've seen OP in probably in the months of June and July. 0 cautions through 28 laps for the second to final regular season race number 12 of this Wednesday, OP Buttkicker Grand National Series. So very pleasant to watch this evening as we're getting closer and closer to the halfway mark, which, by the way, refresher, after we interview the stage winner, me and Dustin will announce the car/truck lineup for all 3 rounds of the playoffs. That'll be coming up here in about 7 or 8 laps.
Yeah, as we're nearing the end of stage 1. Remember, we will interview the winner of stage 1. So that is going to be coming up. And yeah, exciting, Jeremy. I love the way that they do the playoffs. Each round it has its own set car that will be ran at the predetermined tracks. So excellent thing to see. As they're working lap 29 right now, Jeremy, they're going to be coming around to complete lap 29 as they are crossing the start-finish line. Right now, your leader, the 46, David Overstreet, getting pushes from the 53 of Dave Hunt. You got Les Levy back there and Harold Rothery. And Jeremy, I want to take this moment to thank Bubba Winningham, tonight's race sponsor for the Bubba Winningham at Daytona. Unfortunately, Bubba not able to be in attendance, prior work obligations, but my man, we want to thank you so much for sponsoring tonight's race. The only thing that would have made it better would have been you in attendance, my man, but thank you again.
He's missing a great one. Absolutely is. As we're almost on lap 31 of scheduled 70 laps here. Only been live on YouTube 43 minutes. So we're setting a good, solid trend here this evening. Race leaders coming down pit road. 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers. That's everybody in this 4-truck pack. Clean pit stops. Very nice. My brother jumping on YouTube saying, no cautions yet. Holy moly. Must be honoring Ozzy. Nice work, boys. Look at Brian giving up the
Look at that.
absolute credit.
Here's your next group coming down pit road. Derek Donna, Doug Johnson, Chris Jordan, all coming down pit road this time. And yes, a very somber day as the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne, has passed away. You know, it was a somber day yesterday. Officially passed away on the 22nd. 76 years old, Jeremy. So one can only think that he is he's biting the heads off of some angels, putting on one hell of a rock concert. So, you know what? A lot of good memories, a lot of great songs, but you know time passes the way that it does, and I think he with the last back to the beginning little tribute concert, Seabrand's in the wall, hard, able to save it. I think he kind of knew that the end was near. Battling with Parkinson's, among other diseases, had a lot of surgeries recently. So, condolences out to the Osborne family and to all of the fans, the millions and millions of fans that followed the Prince of Darkness.
I really just wanted to make the rock reference right there after you said millions of the fans, but we'll leave that there.
I was setting you up for it. You didn't do it.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to cross-reference that. I could have, though. Ozzy did appear in a WWE Raw episode before, so it wouldn't have been too out of left field, but we have got 3.5 laps remaining here. Jeff Crosby Jr. currently leading this race as our 7th different lead change amongst 7 different vehicles. As we're 3 wide here up on the front stretch, letting a couple slow trucks go by on the inside, which I still to this day don't know why the slower trucks go to the inside, not the outside, but 44 back to the point this lap, and you got some laughter over there.
Your brother, man, my boy Brian, he calls you out. 3MP fail. Just saying, 3MP fail. No, Jeremy, I agree. The rule states in OP that the lap down cars are to announce where they're going to be and to maintain that lane and be predictable. I've always been a firm believer if the racing is too wide and the top lane is free, and I will always go to the top lane because the bottom 2 lanes are the preferred lines around this super speedway. I don't know why that's not done. Contact there. Alex Green gets a little out of shape, makes contact with the 16, and Nate Warren. Now Alex Green out there in the 3rd lane by himself is the, again, 44 of Anthony English is leading this pack. Jimmy Reynolds is not leading as far as position, even though his truck is physically leading the pack. He is currently the last truck now he is the truck that's first truck that's a lap down. He was at the tail end of the lead lap. Adam Kilday, though, getting great pushes from the 16 and Nate Warren.
Coming up, white flag for stage number 1 off of turn 4 this time. Who will get stage win? Anyone in this top 10 really has a chance here. The 17, not in position, but he's at the front of the helm here. Who took that lap was the 44, Anthony English. The 17 playing a factor in the stage winning position. The 33 is probably going to be throttled because of this, and it's probably going to go to Anthony English unless there's a 3-wide setup on the outside lane. 17 just not. You need a deck down, sir. I know you're trying to get it back to Hardway, but you're ruining Jeff Crosby Jr.'s chance here potentially. Turn 3, turn 4, and right now Anthony English at the helm all the way through corner exit, and they're trying, Dustin. They might actually do it. Rick Sanchez, contact Rick, and caution for stage.
And that one going to Anthony English. Oh man, and then contact further back. And Jeremy, I know you were talking about the 17, but listen, you know what? I commend the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds for doing that. One, because he's trying to stay at the tail end of the lead lap. That way he gets his lap. He doesn't go a lap down. And another truck behind him is awarded the lucky dog. If he goes a lap down, guess what? Just like he did. Now he's the first truck a lap down. He's the only one that gets it back as opposed to 2 people getting the wave around. So I understand why he was trying to do that.
Yeah, I do get that aspect of it, but I didn't get after the fact. Rick Sanchez, P2 at the line, causes the wreck with the 31 just by crossing down into his right rear, and then continues to cross down across Alex Green in the 27 as well, and he wrecks himself, and then he parks it and quits. So we had 2 drivers back out of the session right after a spin out. You see it right there on the Nerd TV replay.
Well, if I was a
Just going
betting
for a
man,
ride.
Jeremy, if I was a betting man, we're gonna do a little Nerd TV rewind. No graphics
Okay,
because Stream
little
Deck is
upset here.
still jacked up. I
This is
would be led to
inappropriate.
believe it has something to possibly do with this right here. He had the momentum.
He did.
Sanchez had a solid chance, and Anthony English drifts up at the same time that Sanchez was kind of coming down. They were both trying to get the side draft, and then that slowed him up enough that Andrew Schroeder just made slight contact that put him in the wall, caused a little bit of damage. So, Sanchez seen his chances there and then gone in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, and just some frustration looks like took over. And caution does not count for the wreck. It does not. It came out for stage break. So we're going to count that as 0 cautions for the whole stage number 1. Fantastic stuff here at OP. It's been a minute, Dustin, since we've seen 0 cautions in a 35-lap stint on these Wednesday races. Everyone coming down pit road here. And once their stops are completed, we have to talk to this man on your screen right now, the 44. But Dustin, while we're doing this, since we're keeping it live, should we just go ahead and announce what the next
Absolutely.
Yeah, so what we came up with, Dustin announced it first without me in Discord, and then I pop in late, and he's like, all right, what vehicles do you want for which rounds? And I railed him off, and they were identical.
I just started laughing. That's all I could do.
All he did was laugh. So what we're going to do is, because we have all 3 tracks in the first round, so you have Bumpy Tona, New Tona, and Talladega, we're going to go with, drum roll please, it'll be the Gen 4, the newest Gen 4. The actual Gen 4 will be for stage 1, or round 1, and the round 2 with the 2 races, which I'll pull that schedule up. It'll be, looks like 08 Daytona, and then regular Daytona. That'll be with Xfinity. And then these trucks right here on your screen will finish off the 2025 season at Talladega on September 10th.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, that's 2 of them that we flat out stated. I'd said again, down to the T on what round it was. Gen 4 is round 1, Xfinity round 2, and round 3 your championship round. The trucks you are watching tonight in action, that will be your Buttkicker Grand National Playoff round set for vehicle choice. Made possible, Jeremy, by your nerds up here in the booth.
Thanks to Zach Fritz for giving us the power to do so. And the whole admin team, really, for that matter, allowing us to do that. But thank yous are out of the way. Actually, they're going to come in on pit road one more time. I don't want to mess them up, so we'll wait till after they make their pit stop, and then we'll bring in the 44 as they top off. We'll give them 1 lap to talk, and then they'll go back to green flag, resuming on lap 41, I do believe is the number. And so, you know what? Actually, Dustin, he's already at pit road. It's fine. He's talented enough. He can drive on pace speed.
Let's make it happen.
And talk to us. We're going to pull him from Team Channel 8, just so for a reference point. Straight into the broadcast booth, Mr. Anthony English, winner of stage break. Man, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What a clean race. Almost no incidents, period. We had a couple of self-spins on pit road with Sean McCara exiting pits, Zach Fritz entering pits. A little chaos at the very end there. Walk us through stage 1, how clean it was, and what was up with that contact between you and the 5 there getting to the line.
Well, stage went pretty decent. I had some good green flag runs there. I had some green flag pits and stuff, and that was pretty nice. I like it when it works out that way. And then I don't know what happened at the end there. Like I thought I was holding my line, and I don't know whether Richard came down, I came up. I don't know what happened. And then we made slight contact, and then I think the guys behind him got into him. And unfortunate, we were both racing forward, and they definitely had good momentum and was probably going to win that stage.
All right, man. Well, you got 30 laps ahead of you, 31 laps ahead of you before we get to the checkered flags overall. So I know we're coming up to green flag. We'll bring it back to your team channel there. Good luck to you. And, usually like every single week, we have a good chance of talking to you after this thing's over with. Good luck.
Yep, thank you, Ben. Hopefully we'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir. Anthony English, driver of the 44, winner of stage, which, here we go. Green flag is out. The 44 and the 46, actually the 46 rather. Mr. David Overstreet leading them off to the green flag.
Yeah, David Overstreet leading the inside lane. You got Les Levy behind him pushing. Harold Rothery in the top side with Dwayne Corbett in the 578. The Dark Knight paint scheme coming back out on the track as well. That high line starting to get the momentum. They'll get a good burst going down the backstretch as long as there's good pushes, and you should see that top lane go neck and neck with that bottom lane.
Down the back straightaway, headed off into turn number 3. 46.06 still side by side here for the race lead. Dustin, I think since we've not had a break yet, this is the fantastic time to fire up, turn up the tunes. Listen to these trucks go around Daytona. We'll be back in a few moments. First caution, wreck related of the evening, is going to happen on lap, whatever number that was, lap 42. It's going to involve the 15 and a couple other drivers here on backstretch headed to turn 3. And it looks like it was a bad merge from Jeff Crosby Sr. And the 388 of Douglas Johnson just did not know where each of them were. There's the 15 coming up, so he's actually clear. This is on the 388 now. So he's now swiped down
and he's
right into the door panel.
Yep.
He barely moved, but 388 just sideswiped him, Dustin.
Yeah, he was expecting, and the poor Rick Seabrans, man, he just gets clobbered into that outside wall. But yeah, it's
he's a mobile driver too.
The 15 was getting out of the way. The pack had just passed. He pulled way down low, had just let them by, merged, very cleanly back up, kept the left tires. He went below there a little bit, but kept the left tires right there. But yeah, the 388, I guess, maybe thought he was going to have him cleared with the delta difference, the speed difference he had, and just cut down right across his nose. Unfortunate break for the 15 and the 4 on that one, innocently getting collected in that situation.
Yeah, Rick Seabrans is the bubble driver, so now he's going to use that fast repair. Got to keep that stuff clean, but this race has been very clean. It's a shame that the caution has to come out from somewhere deep back in the field. Nothing racing related to 2 and 3 wide. It was just innocent call from the 388 to think that he was clear to the 15 when he was not even fully up to speed. And actually, as I say that, Rick Seabrans disconnects from the session, Dustin. So that's going to definitely put him in a do-or-die situation next week. He has to win, or he's not in.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. I don't know if he had burnt his fast repair or not. Was he involved in that incident situation that happened after the conclusion of stage 1? I'm not for sure if he was or not, but that's unfortunate. To see Seabrins in that situation there. But if anybody is up to the challenge, Jeremy, I can tell you right now, Rick Seabrins is definitely up to the challenge.
Survey says no, he was not a part of that incident. I just went back and watched. He was very clean all the way through. So he did have a fastie in the bank. So I'm not too sure the call of the number 4, but it's been weird. We've had 3 drivers disconnect after their first wreck, knowing that there was a fastie. So very interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard telling. I mean, sometimes, Jeremy, there's just some nights that we do this for fun as drivers. There's just some nights where you're not feeling it. It's not a race night. It's more of a, I think I'm going to veg out on the couch and watch a little TV night type deal. It just, if your mind is not into it, sim racing, especially at super speedway racing, Daytona, Talladega, IRSS, if your mind's not in it, it's grueling. It really is. So it's tough telling. Not saying that's the situation tonight for any of the drivers, but it definitely happens for sure. But we're under caution right now, Jeremy. Right now, working lap 44 of the scheduled 70 lap distance. And Everett Lane is going to inherit the race lead after this one here. He's going to have Harold Rothery behind him in that 06 Monster Energy truck. Good to see him back in normal colors. Then it's going to be Les Levy in the 62, Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33, and David Overstreet, who has led some laps tonight. And good to see that 46 up front is rounding out your top 5 as pace lights are off on the official iRacing pace truck for the Bubba Winningham at Daytona tonight.
Here we go as we get this thing back underway. Everett Lane, I'm going through these stats still. Dustin's going to get annoyed with me about all the stats. But Everett.
It's like you just found a new toy
team.
And you're like, yes!
It's a new toy I'm playing with. Everett Lane, as much as he's been so good, he does not have a single win out of his only 15 starts. You would think he's going to break that at some point in time. He's newer to the Wednesdays, and he's been in contention every single week. So can he finally get a W? No,
you guys
we'll
think that these stats are crazy? He's looking while we were doing turn up the tubes prior to the caution flag flying. He had to hit me with an unbelievable stat. So Mark Mann, like these stats will track how many turns you've done, meaning corners. Mark Mann has pulled over 69, what was it,
40.
6940, over 6,900 corners.
1,000.
Oh, 1,000. 69,000 corners. There you go. See? I even messed up the stat.
Just on Wednesdays. That's not counting, the other 5 nights a week that they race here. So crazy amount of numbers being turned. But here we go. Race car down, green flag out, resuming this race on lap 46 for 2 official cautions, one for stage and one for wreck. So we're going to get this thing back rolling with the laps being at 25 laps to go. 1 green flag pit stop is the only thing left separating these guys from the checkered flag. And let's see what goes on here. So far, stats for tonight, 10 lead changes amongst 7 different drivers, with the 2 cautions for a total of 6 laps. So here we go down the back straight. The 06 has clearance if he wants to take it. He does. The 33 of Crosby Jr. up to the top, solo with the 44.
Yeah, and it's good to see that middle lane right now, currently the top lane because there's no third lane happening. Getting trucks pushed up there, getting that rotation happening, that means there's going to be movement. You're going to see trucks that are now 4, 5, 6 trucks back in that top lane will eventually work their way up towards the front. They just have to wait for the rotation as Anthony English trying to get the 33 of Crosby Jr. clear of Harold Rothery, but Rothery and Everett Lane have other ideas as Everett Lane giving big pushes to the 06 of Harold Rothery.
Great side-by-side all the way through this field, basically through the top 15 or so before they kind of separate and mingle out single file. Right now the 06, 24 on the inside, 33, 44 on the outside, through turns 3 and 4 to complete lap 47. The 06 trying to lead his first lap of the evening and will do so. So 12 lead changes, 8 drivers.
Yeah, and numbers are going to continue going up if they can organize that top side. Stephen Lane wanted us to ask Anthony English a question, and we missed that while we were doing the interview. So we will, if he is in the top 3, we will definitely ask him the question that Stephen Luttrell wanted us to ask, and that was if he, being Anthony English, wanted a different paint scheme, being Alex Green has stolen his paint scheme. So that is something that we will forward on. Third lane coming in, Zach Fritsch up there in the 12. He had Hunter Reynolds there. They had momentum, but a little bit of a wall scrape, and Bobble just demolished any momentum they had up there, Jeremy.
A lot of movement on that outside, Dustin. At the line, 06 still leading the thing. The 12 is Zach Fritsch, who wrecked on pit road on that green flag pit stop. Back in contention in the top 10, solo at the moment, as the 26 trying to catch up to the back bumper to get the outside doing anything, but they're going to need more than 2, I think, to get up to the top 5. But right now, good. Oh, there's your third truck squeezing in there. There's the 578 Dwayne Corbett, barely making room.
Yeah, and Jeremy, I mean, this could work. Right now, the bottom 2 lanes have been running nose to tail. Their pushers are getting hot. There hasn't been any lane changes. These 3 trucks up here, they've got temperatures for days right now. So Zach Fritsch is pushing the crap out of the 578 of Dwayne Corbett. And now it is a 3-truck neck battle there as Hunter Reynolds finds an opening and drops down behind the 44 of English.
Can't believe that actually worked for a quick moment. The third lane just zoomed to the front of the field, and now they've kind of separated because of overheating. But that last time, Dwayne Corbett gained several spots, I think about 5 or 6 really, to go from wherever he was to first place. Now he's fighting with the 12 to maintain as 0633. They're back to the point here, 3 wide for third and fourth row. Battle between the 33 and the 06. To get this lap on lap 50, 20 laps to go. Race leader, Jeff Crosby Jr.
Yeah, and Jeff Crosby Jr. is trying everything he can to get in front of the 06 and drop down. He knows the 44. Look at the gap space between the 44 and the 33 in the corner. 44 is hot right now. He's trying to get some air to that nose. Crosby Jr. wants to drop down and give the 44 of Anthony English all the air on that nose to cool it off, because Anthony has been pushing like crazy, and this is where temperature management comes in, Jeremy. It is a power struggle right now because you do not want to lose momentum, but you cannot overheat that motor. The second you do, you risk grenading that thing. And Jeremy, if you're in that second or third row right now and you pop a motor, it is going to be catastrophic because you are going to cause a big one. Oh, contact in the back. Trucks around.
Big one.
Speaking of it, Andrew Schroeder goes around. He's flipping all over the place. Alex Green looks like he's involved. Dave Hunt's involved. Big time wreck here.
Dustin called it. He says big one. They said bet.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, hold my beer. Andrew Schroeder just doing the crossover right over Douglas Johnson's nose. And this is going to set off a multi-truck wreck, which I think the number is going to be about 7 or 8. I think 8 in total, multiple trucks on their lids. As we go to the Nerd TV replay to take a look at exactly what just happened.
Yeah, so Andrew Schroeder, there's slight contact between him and the 388 of Doug Johnson. You see Dave Hunt gets whipped around. Nate Warren gets tagged. And then you're going to see the 48 go on his side, a little 50-50 grind a little bit. And then momentum says, all right, let's go ahead and finish this thing off. And you're going to see him just flip all over the place before he finally lands on all fours.
Wild wreck there. Big flip there. Dave Hunt took a little tumble there too on the outside portion of the track there in the 53. You'll probably catch it on this camera angle. Here we go. He's already up on all fours. Then Nate Warren just pop up power bomb to the 53.
Look at the
Double,
rotations on
triple
Dave Hunt.
barrel.
My goodness, man. He went for a hell of a ride. Oh, my goodness.
Still rolling. That's wild how quick he was rotating. You thought he was going to stop, and then he did another quick barrel roll in reverse. 3 total barrels for the 53.
All right.
Lands
all
on all fours.
right.
Is this the Oakley visor cam time?
If I can get it set up. Remember, because of the super awesome stuff that we have going on, yes, it's...
You know.
Yeah.
There we go. You got it. You found it.
Sure did. Yeah, Stream Deck still has not released. Oh my gosh, man. Violent, wild flip going on with Dave Hunt in the 53. Oh, and then he gets tagged again to add insult to injury. Poor guy. Oh, man.
Well, there it is. Dustin says big one, and they make it happen. So, we called the playoffs. You've now called the big one. What else do we have power-wise that we didn't know that we have, Dustin, here?
I didn't even know we had power over controlling the big one happening, man. I mean, I've heard of commentators' curse, but I didn't know of commentators' persuasion like that. That we just manifested happening. That was wild. So I don't know what else we even have that we can do. That was wild. I have to say that Dave Hunt, that was probably one of the most, I mean, just quickest rotations and most violent rotations in a flip I have seen since they updated these trucks, a couple months back. That was wild. So definitely some fasties were burnt during this pit cycle, Jeremy. We're going to sit here and rotate it back out. We are working lap 53. We have 17 laps that we still have got to complete to reach lap, or 16 laps to reach the end of this race. That means it's going to be close on fuel. Drivers, I would expect them to come down pit. You're going to have drivers that are going to try to save fuel as much as possible by killing the engine, coasting, running the apron like you see a lot of drivers doing right now. It's the shortest distance around the track. So I could expect to see a number of drivers come down and top off if that is the case. But it definitely looks like Anthony English is one of them that is shutting the engine down there, coasting. You're going to see a lot of draft work. You're going to see these drivers stay in the draft as long as possible to try to save even more fuel because, again, we do have those 2 green-white checkered attempts that these drivers have to keep in the back of their mind. So it's going to be close, Jeremy. It is definitely turned into a fuel mileage race at this point.
We're going to quickly turn on our picture-in-picture for this 1 lap left of caution, and we'll come right back for the green flag. flag on lap 56. 15 laps remaining in race number 12 of the OP Buttkicker Grand National Series for the Bubba Winningham at Daytona. The 578, Dwayne gets a great jump over the 33, 44, and everybody else in the field. But by the time they get to turn 1 and turn 2, gobble, gobble, turkeys for dinner. Here comes the 44 and the 12. Going to go side by side with the 578 as they bring the 26, 04, 46, and 2 others along with them. Double clearing the 44 and the 12. Who's going to go down? No, actually, no double clear. 44 does have lane choice. Stays to the top.
Stays to the top with pushes from Zach Fritsch, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, and the 04 of Mark Mann. Dwayne Corbett got big pushes from the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr., the 24 of Everett Lane, and the 06 of Harold Rothery. That's your leaders of each lane, and your next 3 trucks after that, neck and neck, as they dive it off into turn 1. 44, slight advantage to the lead.
Dustin, you made an excellent point before that little commercial break. Fuel mileage. 15 laps from the start of this session to the green or to the checkered flag. Fuel mileage. We saw was the 88 of Gabe Butler run out of fuel 14 laps in. A few drivers were able to make it that 15th lap, but did also run out of fuel on pit road. So if you're in the front like the 578 and the 44, you're not going to make it. You have to pit. Some of these guys, 3rd, 4th, 5th row back, they can lift and they can stretch it. So if we go green flag, don't expect this running order to stay the way it is.
No. And something I am seeing as well is a lot of space in between Hunter Reynolds here and the 12 is Zach Fritsch. And that's telling me right there that Hunter's saving a little bit of fuel. He doesn't have to go full throttle. He can still maintain in the draft. You see the pole there. It's pulling him back up. He's conserving fuel. That's why he's not heavy on the throttle, right on the rear bumper of the 12, trying to push or anything else. So a lot of these trucks, like you said, any of these trucks from the 2nd row on back, if you have a chance to save fuel. If you're not the 578 or the 44, you definitely have a chance to save fuel. And if you are not doing that now, just in the chance that it is going to go green flag all the way to the end, you are hindering yourself.
And they are locked in, and no one wants to pass these 2, Dustin. They know what's up for grabs here. They said, you 2 can lead, you have to pit. I am going to save where I can. And, well, the 3 of Alex Green, he's trying to go to the 3rd lane. Maybe he wants to try to do something with his fuel mileage and make it to the end. He's going solo on the outside, 3rd row. But everybody else staying 2 by 2 by 2. You can look at this. Alex Green is passing drivers quickly just because they're lifting so much. The pace on this field has dropped off tremendously, and one truck is able to pass multiple rows on the same lap on the outside. Look at this. He's already creeping into the top 5 almost, all by himself for the most part. The 85 is there, but he's just now getting that draft advantage, so it's wild how much his pace has fallen off.
Yeah, and that's why, because they're trying to save fuel right now. So that's why you've seen the 3 of Alex Green. I mean, he got a slingshot momentum on that, but that's only going to get him a couple trucks on that inside before the draft is going to suck him right back again. But he just kept going, and they double clear up there. Whoa, man. Oh, there it is. I thought they had that thing saved. And man,
that's all but what? The top 9 drivers escape before the big gap there between everybody else. As we're going to go to Nerd TV replay and take a look quickly already on the action, Dustin. Quick on the buttons here. And we're looking at the 50, the 17, the 16.
I believe it started up here. Yep.
Yep, it was between Fritsch and the 26 of Reynolds, I do believe. Nope, actually, we're a little bit further back than what I expected. So we're going to have to run this a little bit further forward. This track happened to turn 3.
There it was. We were too far forward.
Okay, here we go.
Again, you don't realize how much you miss having your production buttons when you don't have them.
That's right. The 26 makes the bump.
Oh, man.
Zach saves it off of Dwayne's door twice. And then everybody else behind him, the 78 gets slid up, but the 31 is the one who gets hooked and crossed over. There's the 78, Mr. Christopher Jordan. He's going to wash back down. Oh, 06 is right reared.
And here's
destroyed. Here's everybody else in a sandwich.
So Wise, Overstreet. You've got the 43 of Dana Shepard involved, 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, Derek Donna on the 215 involved. I mean, you got a lot of trucks. 88 of Gabe Butler, 16 of Nate Warren involved in that one. Lot of trucks had a piece of that one there, Jeremy, and they still wreck a little further down there. That's where Overstreet gets involved in it as well, even more. So, again, tough situation there for some of these drivers.
Yeah, some fenders missing, some bumper panels missing.
Some bouncing all over the place.
You know, the physics in iRacing have gotten really good. Are they perfect? No. But they're good. These bumper panel physics, though, the fenders, the bumpers, the whatever that flies off these trucks, the hoods, they look like they have not only like the moon gravity, but I think it's in reverse, where each bounce they get higher in the air and they increase their altitude. And eventually they launch out of the track. It's kind of a bizarre
inertia. We're just going to call it inertia. Every bounce adds more inertia to it.
Yeah, E equals MC squared. Get that out of here. We're going to do a negative on that. And we're going to up. Each contact increases momentum. We're doing things different in iRacing, but it gets wild out here with the bumpiness of that. But we're going to go over Nerd TV top 10 recap since we have a lap or so. I think, let me just make sure where things were, you know, I like to call us out a little too early and then things happen. But the 3 of Alex Green, he led that lap this time. I think he's going to be coming down. Well, maybe not. He might have come down already, so we'll see. The 3 is on P1. Anthony English, one of the top drivers here in Wednesday Series. He's sitting in P2, up 3 spots. Adam Kilday, he's up 9 spots, currently sitting in 3rd. Dwayne Corbett, up 9 from 15th to 4th. Zach Fritsch.
With an amazing save, by the way.
Yeah, that was... He made up for that wreck in pit road with that great save on turn 3 and 4. Then you have Jeff Crosby Jr. He's up or down 4 spots from 2nd to 6th. Hunter Reynolds sitting there in the driver of the 26, down 4 spots from 3rd to 7th. Everett Lane down 4 from 4th to 8th. Markman, the most starts, the most anything on these Wednesday series, is sitting there 9th place. Started in 28th, Dustin.
Winningest driver this season, by the way.
Winningest driver. That's right. 3. Tied with 3 wins, I do believe. 3 wins apiece.
Between him and Workman, I believe.
I think we're going to go back and take a quick look at this. And survey says...
See how accurate my memory is.
Zachary Workman is 2. So actually, Markman is the most locked in at 3.
There you go.
And then Les Levy, up 8 from 18th to 10th. And that is your Nerd TV Top 10 recap. Half a lap. Dyslexics untie here tonight. Myself. And we're going to go, what was that? 7 laps between now and the race end.
It's going to get juicy. Driver's going to be bidding for it. And hey, I don't know if you're still watching, Latrell, but the 2 cars you were talking about are now leading the inside and outside lane. The 44 of Anthony English, who always has a Fox and Traxxas truck, and then Alex Green, who I believe this started when Anthony had to take his step away for personal situations that were going on, and I think that Alex ran this as a type of, shout out to Anthony English, and they just keep running it now. So you got 2 trucks looking very similar. 44, 33, Alex Green inside, Anthony English outside, pace truck ready to pull off, Jeremy. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing.
Who's who moment on the front row here to start this thing off for potentially the final Restart. Oh, huge domino checkup effect. 215. Derek Donovan, the 53. Dave Hunt run over each other. Stacks them up all the way through the inside lane. There's some damage done, I think, to the 215's nose. There you see the gap already between himself and the 53. So that shuffles things in the back. In the front half, the 44 does not have a great start. Dwayne Corbett not there to push him either. So it's a double clear to start. The 85 and the 3 have lane choice at this time. Zach Fritsch almost does the same. And they all remain to the bottom. No, Zach squeezes in front of the 44. He's going to go to the top.
I was about ready to say that, but I didn't want to cut you off. I expected either the 85 or the 12 to jump from the bottom to that mid lane, and that's exactly what happened. Now you got Zach Fritsch with pushes from Anthony English, and now second place and third place are locked to the inside. Alex Green, the only driver that has lane choice, can change lanes, but that door could be shut here momentarily depending on how quick the 44 of Anthony English can get the 12 pushed up alongside that 3, Jeremy.
Stephen Luttrell said he painted both of those vehicles. Well, that just makes the most sense. So you have control, sir, of what which scheme they show up with each week. So make one, send it to them. Get ready for 2025 Part C. They'll be just fine with that. Coming up to 5 laps to go. The 24 Everett Lane up 3 wide. Momentarily drops back 2 wide. 5 laps to go in race 12.
5 laps to go, and now Zach Fritsch side by side with Alex Green. So here is your race. That outside lane has got close, and now we've got drivers moving to the outside. 33 Jeff Crosby Jr. pokes his nose out. He has Andrew Schroeder pushing him now. Anthony English jumps to the outside, leaving Zach Fritsch on the middle. 3 wide coming out of turn 2.
Great run on the outside by the 44. He's going to go down and clear the 12. Back to Stephen Luttrell's paint schemes up at the front. The 33 Jeff Crosby Jr. is trying to do something with Andrew Schroeder and Dwayne Corbett. But how long can this hold? The outside lane doesn't know if they want to go to the middle or the top. Looks like Lane will choose middle. Ooh, big movement there for the 26.
Yeah, looked like he got a little bit of a bump from the 24 Everett Lane, and Hunter Reynolds' truck did not like that. 3 wide still. But right now, Anthony English controls, not quite clear. Zach Fritsch trying to push. Highline starting to lose momentum. They're starting to get more and more trucks. But it's not enough right now. Temperatures are starting to play a factor as Anthony English leads the center. Alex Green on the inside. Crosby Jr. on the outside. Jeremy neck to neck to neck with lead weigh-in in the favor of the 44.
2 by 2 for the first 2 rows right now as the 33 of Crosby Jr. is going to get a great launch with Andrew Schroeder off of turn 4. 3 wide, second row. 44 has lane choice, inside, outside, middle, all up to him. 3 laps to go, 7.5 miles remaining. Contact halfway in the back. 71 Eric Lowry gets shuffled backwards. Contact almost with the 48. Now there's contact between him and the 12. 3 wide, 4 rows deep.
Yeah, close quarters, getting real close right now, but neck to neck to neck. Inside lane has a little bit of advantage, but that middle lane starting to come back. Big pushes from Andrew Schroeder to the 33 of Crosby Jr. Schroeder scuffs the wall there, sparks flying. That's going to lose momentum. That's going to leave it down to Anthony English and Alex Green side by side. Who has maintained their temperatures better as the 12 jumps out of line right now. That's what that high side needed. Crosby Jr., fresh truck right now. Super cool temps going to try to give the business to the rear bumper of the 12.
2 laps remaining. Here comes the 12 and the 33. They got a decent run on the top. Instantly going to get to the front row. The 12 has lane choice. Does he stay to the top? Does he go to the bottom? Only time will tell. He's going to double clear with the 33. They almost wrecked trying to go down, switching lanes. Now the 33 gets shuffled to the inside underneath Zach. Checking up the middle lane. Heavy contact from Anthony English. They keep it going straight 3 and 4. Dustin, they're headed to the white flag. 1 to go, presented by Absolutely Nobody.
White flag, 1 to go. Crosby Jr. leading the inside. Zach Fritsch in the middle. Andrew Schroeder trying to get something going on the outside there as they go off into turn 1. Zach Fritsch, big pushes from the 44 of Anthony English. Alex Green push, and Anthony English jumps to the high side, leaving Zach Fritsch. Hunter Reynolds going to try to fill that gap now coming out of turn 2. Big momentum loss on the top side. Now, as the 3 of Alex Green jumps to that middle lane, as he's trying to make a move now, Crosby Jr. has to wait for Adam Kilday to catch back up. Off into turn 3 right now. Alex Green, slight advantage on the lead. Crosby Jr. fighting back, and here comes that high line. Big pushes right now. Anthony English trying to get something going. Contact made. That's going to collect everybody. Crosby Jr. is going to cross your line as a race winner.
Did he really? Oh my, I don't know who did what. Holy moly. What a crash to end race 12. Such a clean race for a massive just destruction wreck fest, if you will, across the start finish line. It all ends with the 33 of Jeff Crosby getting the job done here this evening, and that is his first win this season.
First win this season, defending champ. What a way to do it. I mean, almost seemed like it was out of reach there on that high side until Zach Fritsch jumped up there. But we're going to go back and watch this race and what unfolded here. So this is when Anthony English jumped to the high side. This builds everything up coming to it. And Jeremy, I mean, it was a wild finish nonetheless.
Yep, taking a look here. Here we go. Into turn 3. Getting pretty wild already. See a lot of movement, especially about 4 rows deep. We're coming off of turn 4. That's going to be clean. It's going to be halfway between the tri-oval. There it is. There's the hook between the outside. Comes down on the right rear of the 12. And it sets off. Everybody pop up. Just look at the 44 and the 12 with minimal contact. Just all 4 wheels off the ground. I think we're focusing on Andrew Schroeder, who's the one who just drives down without contact, Dustin. That's an interesting call there from the 48. It sets off this massive collision.
Yeah, and you see the 44 gets popped up, the 12 gets popped up. And you see, I mean, just look at the front noses. Mark Mann gets popped up and thrown as well. Look at Schroeder, man. He is truck surfing right now on his roof coming across the line. And, oh, my goodness, just the carnage right now that set that off. That's how close they were going. Look at the trucks. Hunter Reynolds involved in that one as well. Gee, that was crazy. Eric Lowry mowing the grass on the infield there. You see Jimmy Reynolds, Dave Hunt, they're all part of it as well. Len McNeese, Les Levy spinning through pit road. It was just, they're still wrecking it. Everett Lane, Gary Bergeron. I mean, it collected pretty much every truck back there besides Adam Kilday, who finished P2, and the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr., your race winner.
All right, well, as that all unfolded and we took a second, third, and fourth look, here's your unofficial results for race number 12 for the Bubba Whittingham at Daytona. Jeff Crosby Jr., Adam Kilday, Justin Coy is your top 3 podium finishers. Dwayne Corbett, Everett Lane finish out your top 5. 6 through 10, Sean Stevens, Dave Hunt, Gary Bergeron, Jimmy Reynolds, and Derek Dono. 11 through 20th is Gabe Butler, Scott Wise, David Overstreet, Dana Shepard, Les Levy, Andrew Schroeder, Douglas Johnson, Mark Mann, Harold Rothery, and Len McNeese. And then 21st on back, Hunter Reynolds, Alex Green, Anthony English, Eric Lowry, Zach Fritsch, Christopher Jordan, Stephen Lane, Nathan Warren, Rick Seabrands, Jeff Crosby Sr., Rick Sanchez, Mike Edgerton, and Sean McCara. Is your 33 entry and results page cleared. We usually take this time to go commercial, but now. Stream Deck update says you don't get the graphics for this. No. So we go straight into post race, where I'm going to turn on my camera back on. Dustin's going to turn his on. We're going to talk to our top 3 in the first one. Let me see if I can get them pulled up real quick. We've not talked to this man before. I don't even know if he uses Discord, Dustin. Justin Coy, there he is, all by himself in Team 11. We're going to bring him in real time. Justin Coy, this is Jeremy Dustin in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
P3, man. It took a wild, crazy wreck there at the very end to get that P3 secured. Walk us through your night, and how did you survive chaos?
Well, I pretty much just kind of rode in the back. I need points, so that's the only way I'm going to make the playoffs. A lot of computer issues this year, but I just worked at it and just slowly crept to kind of got to the right position. And whenever all that wrecking was happening, I just said I'm going to hold it. And luckily that kind of worked out tonight.
Yeah, it sure did, man. Pretty clean race tonight. We've had a lot of cautions, in the past month or so. We're really close to playoffs. So, what do you think was the difference tonight of keeping this race clean versus that could have been way worse because of it's crunch time for playoffs. So, what do you think the difference was?
I don't know if it was just we're back on a smooth track, unlike '08 Daytona, but I don't know. It was kind of calm. I was actually kind of shocked myself.
Well, man, congrats on P3 tonight. Great stuff here. Any shout-outs you'd like to give out before we send you off for the night?
I just want to say thank you for y'all, and then thank my wife for letting me be able to do this all the time, and thank God.
There he goes. There's Justin Coy, driver of the 86, man. We'll see you next week.
Appreciate it. See y'all. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, there he is. Now, second place, Adam Kilday, driver of the 85, coming in here. Adam, congrats on second.
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to help out one of the guys in the channel, Mr. Alex Green there. Yeah, we I don't know, something happened freaking in the front row there, and yeah, we couldn't make it happen for our boy, but unfortunate.
Yeah, you kind of tinkered up in the front there for a little bit. You weren't you're about mid-pack for the most part. So it's probably partly why you were trying to help Alex Green and whatnot. But how'd you survive that chaotic wreck there at the end and come home with P2?
I mean, I guess it just happened far up enough outside of me to where I wasn't in much risk of getting right hooked into the wall on the front stretch. But yeah, I played it a bit safe and kind of went down onto the yellow paint for a little bit just to be sure. But all in all, we had a pretty good race tonight. It was 4 cautions, seems like, plus the stage caution we had. So really, it was a pretty fun night all in all, I'll say.
Yeah, 4 cautions in total tonight, which has been a much lower night or a much lower count compared to previous weeks. So Dustin, what you got for the guy for finished second place tonight?
So excellent job, Adam. I mean, you were doing everything you could. It was definitely not due to lack of trying. You definitely put Alex up there in good contention. What could we expect out of you? We got one more race before playoffs start. What surprises does that 85 team have in store for next week's race, where we hit bumpy Daytona and the old ARCA cars? And going forward, what's your plans for the playoffs?
Well, for the remainder of the regular season, I'm just trying to enjoy these last couple races for what they are and then be ready for the playoffs. But in the playoffs, we'll try to be more in contention for stage points and maybe a win to lock us into the next round type of thing. But I haven't heard what car it's going to be yet. Has that been announced?
Oh, well, great news. It was announced on the broadcast, and it's in the channel. So production, Jeremy and I actually got to, again, decide your guys' fate for the entire playoff round. So round 1, new Gen 4s. Round 2, Xfinity, and championship round will be what you race tonight, trucks.
Awesome. that'll be that should be a good one, especially with the new Gen 4s on OP Wednesdays. So hell yeah, looking forward to that.
There you go. Well, I tell you what, man, excellent job. Nice job bringing it home, P2. Not a finish to hang your head low on by any means. So congratulations on P2. But it's your moment, it's your time. Anybody you'd like to say thanks to? Anybody you want to shout out?
Yep, huge thanks to the guys that I run in Discord with on these races every other night. We'll thank Nerditude Broadcasting OP Grand National Series on YouTube. Thank you all for the time y'all take out of your nights too to do this stuff for OP. And yeah, that should about do it.
Man. Well, congrats one more on second place, and go get yourself a checkered flag next week.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. We'll see you then.
Later.
That was Adam Kildare, driver of the 85. Now, Victory Lane opening up for the driver of the 33, Jeff Crosby Jr. Jeff Crosby, congratulations, dude.
Hello, guys. What's up? Thank you.
Hello. You're already locked into the playoffs just because of virtue of points, but now you got the checkered flag. How good does it feel 12 races into the season to pick up your first flag?
Feels good. Had a good opportunity, probably like week 3 or whatever it was, beginning of the season. But Workman was able to get that from me. It feels nice because I know I missed 2 races there during the summertime or during the season, and it feels good to get a win here and just a big momentum boost for Wednesday night playoffs.
Absolutely. You know, it's finally, Jeff, finally, we get to interview you in Victory Lane. Now, you talked about momentum. You are the defending series champion, 2-time defending series champion, if my memory serves me as well. What does this do as far as momentum? You know you're locked in the playoffs. You already were by virtue of points, but what does this win do at driving you and fueling that fire inside to try to come back to get that three-peat?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much just keep doing what I'm doing. I'm feeling really comfortable staying up front and pushing guys and being pushed, and I'm just going to continue to stay up front, get those points. Stage points are going to be really crucial during the playoffs. You want to be able to have a point or two over the next guy that's behind you. And yeah, I mean, it just feels good to be back at Victory Lane on Wednesdays, and hopefully we can continue to do that throughout the playoffs and make a big push for that Final Four.
And there you go. And that's going to be, I mean, you nailed it on the head. Points. Race smart. But I expect to see that 33 up there. And I'm hoping we get a chance to interview you more frequently because memory serves me, I've ran in a couple of the Wednesdays. That 33, once the playoffs start, typically tends to come on strong there. So, but the competition's definitely fierce out there. It's going to be a good one to watch, and wish you the best of luck coming up. You're locked in next week, ARCA at Bumpy Daytona. It's a freebie, man. You get to throw it away, go out there and have fun because you know you're already in the playoffs. So congratulations again, my man, on that first W here in the Buttkicker Grand National Series. But floor is yours, man. Shout-outs, thanks you want to give?
Yeah, definitely want to give a shout out to you guys, Nerdtudes, the broadcast. I always go back the next day and rewatch it, and it's going to be even better to watch it tomorrow, just because.
Gee, I wonder why.
Tonight.
No idea.
It was a great race tonight. It was fun, a lot of fun. Definitely want to give a shout out to everybody in the channel tonight. Senior was up there, Fritch, Warren, and McCara. I don't know, man. Just thank you to everybody watching. Definitely want to give a shout out to my wife for letting me continue to do this. It's a fun time, and I don't know, man. I'm getting excited for the playoffs. Let's do this.
There you
Well,
go.
go enjoy that. Yeah, go enjoy that freebie, man. That's kind of just go have some fun.
Full
And,
send it, man. Just full send it.
We'll do. 3 wide. Let's go. Bumpy
Let's
Daytona.
go.
Do it.
Lap 1, turn 1, full send it.
You can count on it. Let's do it.
All right, in the notepad right now. All right. Very good, man. Congrats, man. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Jeff Crosby, driver the 33 with a freebie. Next week, as Dustin is going to call that. for race 13.
He's
the
going to full send it,
final.
Jeremy. He's going to full send it. I expect to see
We're
that
gonna-
33 full sending it on lap 1. That's what I'm
Packaging
expecting.
it, sending it straight to FSU, taking them to school, Folston University.
Oh,
18
man.
lead changes, 10 leaders, and 4 cautions, Dustin. 4 cautions. That's the least we've seen in, I think, 2 months span.
It was a good race. It was an excellent race.
fantastic.
You know, very low caution count. You know, we've seen a lot of drivers up there. I mean, it took them a while to finally get the second and third lane going, but then once they did, then we started seeing some great runs on that high side. You know, unfortunate the wreck happened coming out of turn 4 like that, and it was just down to essentially Crosby Jr. and Adam Kilday. But, I mean, 2 awesome guys. I mean, they were duking it out, too. You know, a lot of laps spent racing both of those guys. So, happy to see Jeff Crosby get a win this season. Like I said, he's the 2-time defending champ for the Buttkicker Grand National Series. He's going to try to sit here and do it with the 3-peat. He's got the momentum. But, I mean, we talked to Adam Kilday. He's hungry. He's ready to go. You know, it's he's gonna, you know, show up for the race next Wednesday for what it is, and once playoffs start, that's game face is on, and it's gonna be like that for a lot of drivers. You know, it's good to see the 86 of Justin Coy. It's the first time we've been able to interview Justin Coy up in the booth, so I mean, it was a good race all the way around in a lot of different ways. So. Looking forward to the championship playoffs after next week, Jeremy. But we got 1 race left before we lock in our official 16 driver playoff roster, and again announced here only on Nerd TV with the nerds up here in the booth. Your championship round car selection, round 1, will be Gen 4, hitting all 3 of the tracks that have graced this series thus far this season, that being New Daytona, Bumpy Daytona, and Talladega. Round 2 will be Xfinity at 08, so Bumpy Daytona and New Daytona. And then your championship round will be trucks at my favorite track, Jeremy, Talladega.
Indeed, your favorite track. Let's go get it. 7 races left overall in the season. We're going to have a blast calling it. But we have 2 more. Or actually, technically 1 more this week, Dustin, for broadcast. Tomorrow night, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Going to catch the PSRA Fixed ARCA Series live, or me and Cole Ainsley will call the action. You're going to press the buttons behind the scenes. And then Sunday will be live for the Global Racing League Truck Series as they continue their 2025 circuit.
On the
We'll be back
back
in-
half of the season now.
Yeah, it's July. It's coming up to August next week. So back half of the season for majority of leagues out there. So, and then Sunday you got the butt kicker. The next Wednesday, of course, is that final race that we just talked about. So you guys, if you haven't subscribed, press the button, follow us, like us, whatever you gotta do on the social medias. Go to the website nerditudes.gg. Give us some traffic. We'd appreciate it. But all in all, have a good rest of your night. Stay safe. Dustin, what you got for him?
And as always, it's not goodbye. It's just till next time. Stay nerdy.
Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue, we fell into play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter, there were times when there was joy, but they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome Shine a